Off we go.
Over 130 million people tuned into the Super Bowl. The Seahawks may have took the trophy, but this wasn't a game. It was a billion-dollar hustle aimed straight for your wallet. So let's break down the numbers. So Levi's Stadium holds about 68,500 people. Just for the nosebleed, I'm talking about high up there, right? You at the top of the stadium probably, right? Just for nosebleed, tickets could run you over $4,000. Now, if we talking 50-yard line type seats, it said that those tickets could hit you over $30,000 to $60,000. Now, if you want to spend a little bit more money and get those suites, they can hit you in upwards of $1.4 million on average. And it said that Levi's Stadium has roughly 170 of those suites. So we're looking at a total of $400 million in revenue for ticket sales and luxury boxes alone.
Wow.
So while you're at the game, after spending all that money for those tickets, you might get hungry, right? Don't worry, they're gonna hit you up some more. So even buying a burger during the Super Bowl can cost you. In this case right here, this burger, just a burger, costs almost $200 for one burger.
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! This is my kind of sandwich, Chef.
You better be splitting that 4 ways. At least I would, because that's about $50 per person after that. That would make it a little bit more manageable for my budget. But to all the ballers out there, you know, YOLOs out there, hey, do how you do. Spend how you spend, live how you live. And then you're talking about beers for $20. So even with prices like that, fans will still end up spending millions of dollars for just food and drinks at the Super Bowl. But that's not all. So according to the National Retail Federation, there were over 213 million adults that watched at home and spent an average of roughly $95 each for food, decor, and game gear, which totals about $20 billion.
Wow.
Yeah. So Americans at home, even if you didn't go, you spent at least $100 on average during the Super Bowl. The American Gaming Association confirmed that Americans legally wagered an estimate of over $1.76 million on the Seahawks versus the Patriots Super Bowl game. Now, this is a 26% increase from last year, which is record-breaking. They're not just wagering over who wins or who loses now. So they're wagering over anything you can think of. True story. So someone betted $253,000 that coin that they flipped in the beginning of the game would land on heads. And they won. Even the commercials during the Super Bowl was a crazy spin. Now get this, this year's cost for a 30-second commercial spot hit $8 million. 8. I don't know which side you're looking at. $8 million. Do you hear me? That's over $266,000 per second for that commercial. Now with roughly 70 national ad slots that were available during the Super Bowl, that comes up to be over $560 million in Super Bowl commercial airtime alone. And that's not including the $2 to $5 million that it costs to produce that commercial.
Wow.
And they spent all of that just for your attention. Did you know that Bad Bunny got $0 for his Super Bowl halftime show? That's right, the NFL paid him $0 to perform. If you didn't know this, the way it works is the NFL and the sponsor of the Super Bowl halftime show, which is Apple, they pay for all the production. They pay for everything that is needed to produce the show. You know, the cameras, the dancers, even the travel expenses, everything like that. But they do not pay the performer. And that's been like that for years. Beyonce didn't get paid. No one gets paid when they do halftime shows. They don't get their money from the front end, they get their money on the back end. And the way they do that is once they're announced to be the halftime show performer, roughly before the Super Bowl starts and definitely after they perform, it's said that they normally see an increase of 400% in streams, album sales, and in global marketing overall, because you know the NFL is kind of like a worldwide event. A lot of times what these artists do, they'll perform at this halftime show, and right after that, they're going on tour. So that increases their ticket sales for their tours. So, you know, that's kind of why they do what they do. I was like, what? Ain't no way I'm about to perform for $0. Zero. But I get it. They're like, man, I'm about to make hundreds of millions of dollars after this halftime show, after this Super Bowl is over with. So I would say that must still be a good trade-off, even in 2026. So when adding up all these expenses that incur during the Super Bowl, this year, they broke records in so many ways. America spent more in one night than the GDP of some countries, making this Super Bowl receipt come up to over $22 billion with a B, just for one event. Now you can see the Super Bowl is really not about the game, it's about those dollars. So after seeing these crazy numbers being spent, let me know, is the Super Bowl experience really worth it today? Let's talk about it in the comments below, and let me know what you think. If you got value from this video, show some love and smash the subscribe, like, and bell notification to get the latest HE content. And if you like this video, definitely check out the next video.